So Dan, you guys sell a lot of cars. You have to replenish your inventory. What's going on right here?
Look, just in time.
Okay.
We have a couple more coming in today, another 70 Chevelle, LS5 car.
Okay.
And a 67 Mustang convertible, very original car.
They look good. Now you guys sell how many cars a year roughly here?
Oh, I got to tell you, I've lost count at this point, Steve. It's been incredible.
So they don't grow on trees. You got to find them.
They don't. That's the hardest part is getting quality inventory.
Yeah.
And then taking the time to go through them, because we don't just buy them. We buy them and we tear them down and we go through them. Each car gets a minimum of 40 hours worth of work.
Yeah.
And the documentation and all that, just to verify everything's correct on the car.
Yeah. So it's like a Mustang and a Chevelle. Where are these ones find? Let's go. Yeah, where'd you find them? Tell me the story.
This is actually a local find.
Okay.
We found them in Massachusetts, believe it or not, and they were together. Which is always a bonus, right?
Yeah.
You know, you can go and get a twofer, if you will, and making sure that both of them are just good cars.
Yeah, so sometimes, collectors who might want to thin the herd or whatever, call Dan and the folks at High Octane Classics. They'll come look at your stuff and maybe you'll make a deal.
We're always looking to buy cars. We buy single cars, we buy full collections at a time. And this is a perfect example of 2 for 1. Yeah. So when we showed up, they had 2 cars ready for us, and we just did our first look at them, and they look like they were what they were supposed to be.
Yeah. So walk me through, Dan. Looks like about a 67 or so Mustang.
67 8-code. It's a legit 8-code automatic convertible. It's California car, real deal car, solid, not a Bondo bucket as they call them.
Yeah.
Right?
And one of the things with Mustang, especially convertibles, without a top, water gets in these things and it settles on the floors and they rot out.
It sure does.
So this looks like a pretty solid one here.
Yeah.
Of course,
Can't wait to go through the rest of it, but we were already crawled underneath it. She's beautiful. She's tight, nice car.
8-code refers to the 289 with a 4-barrel carburetor, 225 horsepower, and I don't want to open the door, I don't want to clunk it here, so we'll be careful about that. Now up on the flatbed is a 70 Chevelle SS, tell me more. Yeah, so I see a 12-bolt rear axle, the F41 sway bar in the back. What do we got?
She's got all the right stuff, Steve. It's, unfortunately, build sheet's missing on this one is period. Correct 454 in it. It is an LS5 car.
Okay.
It's just an automatic turbo 400. Console bucket seat car. Really just a pretty nice, clean example. Original quarter panels, a never rusted car.
Wow.
And you can see how straight these panels are. I mean, it's, and black cherry. I mean, how many black cherries?
That's good. Now, of course, looks can be deceiving. What do you guys do before the car is offered for sale?
So we basically go through the entire car. We rip the car apart. We check the wheel bearings. We check the brakes. We go through everything. We document all the numbers on the car to make sure we represent the car properly. Yeah. So oil's changed, all that. We do a full road test, and I get the final inspection and get to drive them around and have a little bit of fun.
Yeah. Now I see a lot of guys working here. How many employees do you have to service the cars and restore them or build them? Or
we've got 8 techs right now. We're looking for more.
Okay.
We're expanding this building. We've got 40,000 square feet here that we've already kind of busting out at the seams. So we're looking to expand again. We've got 4 buildings and warehouses full of cars. Yeah. So they come as fast as we can get them. And like I said, we try to find examples of this where they're #1 cars, and then we just take them that little extra level and just make sure they are what they are, because you never know.
Yeah, and in a private sale, buying from the classified ads or an eBay ad or something like that, you don't have the strength of a dealership behind it, let alone the legal recourse. You try and sue some guy selling his car that he had in high school. Good luck if something's wrong with it, but you guys stand behind them.
We stand behind our cars, absolutely, Steve, and that's the biggest part. We go through them, we make them the best that they can be for 50, 60-year-old cars, right?
Yeah. Peace of mind.
Yeah, and it is peace of mind. And you know that one of our techs has gone through this car front to back, wheel bearings, everything gets checked, the front end alignment. These cars are fresh, ready to go.
One thing I found is that, old cars can make the most honest person on the planet look like a thief and a liar, because stuff happens that cars, they don't tell you about. So it's up to you to make sure the car is right, and you guys drag the comb over them, make sure things are good. So that's a major peace of mind.
Absolutely. This car's just cycling through, and we have a plan for every one of them. They go through a 120-point check, and we make sure these cars are the best that they can absolutely be.
Yeah. Cool.
So it's a pretty one though, right?
It is. I see the disc brakes up front.
Amazing.
Yeah, I always got a kick out of how the SS was the same on a 396 or a 454, but the 454 got the red letters with the chrome outlines, and 396 was simply 396. I wondered why Chevrolet wasn't more consistent with that, but again, it made the 454 stand out. And again, 70 was the year that General Motors finally allowed engines over 400 cubes in the intermediate cars. Before that, 400 cubes or smaller, or at least technically, the Hurst Olds kind of bent those rules in 68 and 9, but here it is, man, 1970, the pinnacle year.
I mean, look at reflection on this is really a beautiful, beautiful piece. Someone's going to be, last black Cherry I had sold in 2 days.
Wow.
And
wow.
it's the tough part for me is I get excited. I put them on the Facebook, and I'm like incoming, and it blows up. And how much does it cost? I don't know until we need to get it on our website. Once it's on the website and it's documented, then it's for sale. Right now,
who's your typical customer, the buyer of a car here?
You know, our typical customer is the 40 to 65-year-old, wanted it in high school,
Yeah.
can afford it now.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of that.
right down that path is where I'm going to.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's kind of the typical customer. And they want a car that's reliable. They don't want to wrench on it all the time. That's why they come to us. It's turnkey, out the door, drive it home.
Yeah, and a lot of them, might be family people, lawyers, doctors. People don't.
Yeah.
They make more money doing what they do. They don't have time to mess with them, so they go to you for a car that's dialed in, sorted out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So these are raw material. They look pretty good to me.
Yeah, they all do. But until we check the wiring, until we check everything out, I can't put it on our website for sale until it's done, ready to go.
That's cool.
That's when we put our name on it.
Yeah. Well, that's the story of just 2 new arrivals here at High Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts. See the full story and some walk-around videos that I host. I check these cars out. Awesome. Go to the High Octane Classics website.